What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Appalachian Smoke Wagon channel. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Today we're going to talk about the 4 main firearm safety rules. And if you follow these safety rules, you'll be in pretty good shape. I've got 2 teenage kids, and I've took a lot of my son's friends to the ranges and tried to teach them these safety rules because they're very important. So we're going to get into those, but before we do that, please help support this channel and just subscribe. That's all you got to do. Just go down and click it. It takes like 2 seconds. I would appreciate it. Thanks in advance. Well, let's get into it. The first universal firearm safety rule is to treat every firearm as if it were loaded at all times. So always, if you know your gun's unloaded and you hand it to someone, they should check it and make sure. Then when they give it back to you, you should check and make sure. Make sure there's no magazine. Do a visual inspection. Make sure you see no brass. And then you can stick your finger in there and make sure the chamber's empty. But number 1, every firearm as if it were loaded at all times. Very important. These 4 rules are all very important. Number 2, never aim your firearm at anything you are not willing to destroy, because firearms will destroy things. They will hurt people. They will kill. So you have to treat them with respect. Never aim it at anything you're not willing to destroy. A lot of people call it flagging. Don't flag me, but on the range, new shooters that I'll take them out to shoot one of my rifles, and they'll bust off a few, and then they'll look, and then they'll try to swing around. You have to catch them, because new shooters can get real dangerous. That's why everyone should learn these safety rules and follow them at all times. So number 2, never aim your firearm at anything you're not willing to destroy. Number 3, keep your finger off the trigger until your sights are on target and you are ready to fire. So I keep my finger high up here until I get on target and I'm ready to fire. If you ever see anyone walking around with their finger on the trigger, you see it in movies a lot. Guys will have their finger on the trigger. It's a horrible habit. Always keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to fire. It's kind of common sense to me, but I've been around firearms for a long time. But just keep your finger away from the bang switch, because you could accidentally make it go bang. And I've had a negligent discharge. Tell me in the comments if you want to hear the story of my negligent discharge. Rule number 4, always be sure of your target and what is beyond it and in front of it. That's why self-defense ammo is so important, because you want the round to go in what you want, the threat that you want it to stop, and you want it to stop there. You don't want it to go through the threat, into the wall, through the wall, into your daughter's bedroom, or your dog, or your neighbor's house. Know your target and what's beyond it, because every round you send down range has a lawyer attached to it. So always, once again, I'll go over it again. Always be sure of your target and what's beyond it and what's in front of it also. So if you follow those 4 safety rules, you should be in pretty good shape. Just make sure, if you're new to firearms or if you're teaching someone new, have them be able to recite these rules to you, and it will help the gun community so much. I go to the public range all the time out and see people just totally have no idea about safety rules. And I try to teach them when I see it, and some guys will accept it, and some will act like they're better than learning the safety rules. That's why I try to stay away from like public outdoor ranges with no range officers and stuff, because people do not like to, or they just don't know the safety rules. And then if you try to, some guys, like I said, will accept the criticism, but some will act like you're crazy for trying to tell them. They think they know everything. But if you take someone to the range, or you have children, like my kids have been around firearms for pretty much the whole time they grew up. So they've always had access to them. So it's never been like, I want to go touch that gun, because they've always had access to them and they know the safety rules. And if something would happen, they could use a firearm to protect themselves because they've been brought up with it. And I actually have a bonus rule. Always have eye protection and ear protection on hand. Like, if you keep a nightstand gun for a bump in the night, have you a set of clear safety glasses there, and some hearing protection, some good electronic hearing protection. You can get some walkers or some Howard lights for a reasonable price, and they actually enhance your hearing. They kind of give you superhuman hearing. And if you do have to defend you or your family, your ears aren't going to be ringing after you bust off a couple shots in a real tight hallway. So keep you some ear protection and eye protection. That's just a bonus safety rule, because without eyes, you're no good. Without ears, you're like, you need to have eye protection and ear protection. And we'll go over them one more time. Number 1, treat every firearm as if it were loaded at all times. 2, never aim your firearm at anything you're not willing to destroy. Number 3, keep your booger hook off the bang switch until your sights are on target and you are ready to fire. Number 4, always be sure of your target and what's beyond it and what's before it. And then the bonus, keep eye protection and ear protection around. And try to teach this to new shooters. It's just such a good thing to know these safety rules and to follow them. So that's all I got for today. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. You're a member of the wagon train. The only way you can really support this channel right now is give me a subscribe. Let's get these subscribers up. I'd like to get some better content going forward, some range footage. I need to get me a camera person, someone to go out and film while I'm on the range, do some drills, do some time drills. I really want to get that done and get some videos made. So to help me get there, just subscribe right now, guys. Just give me a subscribe, leave me some comments. I really appreciate it. If this video helped you or whatever, just subscribe. And until the next video, man, we will catch you then. I appreciate it. Appalachian Smoke Wagon out.